And next, you might have a hard time parting with family treasures, but for some people, it borders on addiction. This morning, one woman is sharing her experience of letting go and still holding on to her memories.
But I know we've all seen at least portions of these shows that have to do with people that collect a lot of stuff, which is a very polite way of saying that some of them are hoarders and maybe have a real serious problem. Well, our next guest, she can't watch those shows either. It makes her very uncomfortable, and yet she found herself right on the edge of that kind of behavior. Let's meet Janice Wilson Stridick this morning, and it's great to see you.
Happy Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's a great day to talk about getting out from the middle of your stuff.
Get out from under the stuff. So tell me a little bit about your experience here. When you realized, oh my gosh, those shows make me unbelievably uncomfortable, but here I am in the middle of a bunch of stuff.
Well, my mother and I had been working together very closely with her art for years, 15 years, and when she died of breast cancer in 2001, I promised her I would finish a book we'd always talked about doing that would be about all her work, not just the beautiful Cape May painting she was known for. And I thought I'd do it in a year or two. But once I got into it, there were hundreds of drawings and all kinds of surprises, like the painting of her after chemo, which I had never seen. She'd hidden it from me. And I began to wonder, am I ever going to finish it? It took me 12 years. And when I would watch these shows, I would start to wonder, am I really a curator or am I a hoarder?
You just could not let go of stuff.
Well,
so
I couldn't stop asking more questions. Everything, you know, they say a picture has 1,000 words. Well, she had 1,000 pictures. There we are.
Exactly. Well, the book is absolutely beautiful. You did manage to get it done. It's called Light, particularly?
Yes, and that comes from a phrase in the middle of a secret message she wrote on the back of a painting in 1974. And I knew nothing about it. This is the type of thing I kept running into. A man called me up and he said, I own a painting of your mother's from the 70s. I was having it reframed, and there was a message on the back. So we drove down to see the painting, and there on the back of the painting was the message, in case my paintings are ever discovered after I'm dead, this is my statement of what I was trying to do. So it was like a message in a bottle that she left for me.
Light, particularly?
I love the appearance of things, light particularly, and I tried to copy it as accurately as I could, exaggerating what I liked and leaving out what was boring.
Well, what's your advice for folks that are trying to clear out maybe some of the clutter in their life?
I started to notice things like I was asking myself, am I losing important documents in junk mail? Or am I wasting a lot of time looking for keys, cell phone things, just these distracted behaviors? Am I locking the door when unexpected people show up because I don't want them to see my mess? Am I hoping that somewhere in this is that one single precious thing that's going to yield me a lot of accord and verify what I'm doing? Because there were times when I wondered if I had just gone a little overboard.
So you went through years and years and years of your mom's work and her stuff and so forth. Did you actually let it go, or did you organize it and store it someplace else?
Well, both. I mean, I had a period where I had done enough cataloging and I distributed to the family the paintings of their children and them that had been in the studio but never been distributed. We did have a few opportunities to sell some of the paintings, but most of them I cataloged, and I was cataloging from far afield too. People who collect her work were sending me information about paintings, and so I compiled a database of 1,200. But yeah, I still have a lot of paintings in the house.
Well, let's tell everybody your mother's name again.
Alice Steer Wilson. And she was a painter in Cape May, New Jersey, primarily between the 70s and her death in 2001.
So you made some great discoveries that you're sharing with the public. These cards in particular are available now? You're selling these?
The cards were not a discovery. My parents printed them by the thousands, and they've sold by the millions. And when my mother died, she was the primary purveyor of the cards, and I took them on.
Ah, okay.
So I have about 80,000 of them in my basement, very well organized. I mean, I am very organized, I have to say.
All right. Alice Steer Wilson is your mother's name. The book is Light Particularly.
Light Particularly.
And check out her work. And yeah, they have a few more of these cards available.
And I do have some suggestions for people who love their family memorabilia and just can't get around the process. I have a cure for it. C is for cull. Cull the precious things, get them into their own space. U is for unearth. Unearth your core values and write them down. So you have a little map. R is for reclaim. Reclaim your space, a little bit at a time. And E is for elevate. Raise your standards so you don't get stuck by all this stuff.
Janice, thank you so much for coming in, and thanks for sharing with us and sharing the story.
It's great to lighten up.
Exactly. Thank you so much. Okay, up next, take a